What's a girl to do when it's raining in Morocco? I know, how rude. Anyway, it gives me a great chance to do a practice run for my Iceland trip. This is what it's got to look like. That's the pile of clothes that have to come with me, and they have to be packed in those. Part one is making sure we've got all the right little bits and pieces in line, ready for the packing. Let it begin.
Credit cards are your #1 essential travel item for Iceland.
That's worthy of note that in Iceland, they're pretty much cashless like Norway and Sweden. So we are going to take a little bit of cash with us, although predominantly we'll be using the Caxton card, from which I can draw from our euros. And also I'm going to have my UK credit card for anything else that perhaps, oh God forbid, the Caxton card doesn't work. So I've got a little bit of a backup. My next essentials for Iceland, I need a 2-pin plug, which also I've put in my plug for the phone to charge it, a nice thermos water bottle to keep us warm when we're out, obviously some toiletries, and a lovely little packing bag with all my essential underwear. And of course we can't forget my little friend, the shoulder pod, which I will use for my phone when we're out taking the Northern Light pictures, together with the selfie stick that I'm using right now. Somehow I've got to try and pack my Big Bertha camera. That might be the biggest challenge that I've got. So that's my Sony RX10 with battery chargers. Not quite sure how that's all going to work at this point in time. And having thought about it, I think I'm going to take my camera, my spare batteries, my spare SD card, and probably put that in my rucksack. I think the other bag's just going to be far too big. Next on the list has got to be the outer layer. Big investment here. It's really important that you buy the right coat. So I've got this super fleece lined jacket, all nicely elasticated at the bottom to keep the warmth in. This came from Decathlon actually for about 70 quid. Really nice big hood. The sleeves are all allowed. You can pull them in, keep them nice and tight. Together with your favourite bobble hat, of course. Except what I realised when I was in the desert recently was there's only a little bit of the hat that's actually wool. The rest of it is just knitted. So I'm going to take my little beanies with me and a separate hat that I can put underneath it so that I can keep myself super snug. And on top of that, I've got some gloves that I actually use for when we were motorbiking, which is just layer 1. Layer 2 will be some waterproof gloves that I shall be purchasing today. Now, Iceland is all about layers. The more layers you've got, the more of your body heat is kept in. So what I've tried to do is build up a couple of outfits from clothes I've already got in the van, in the hope that it will be nice and warm. So check these out. So outfit 1, I've got a nice hoodie with long sleeves. I decided that I'm going to take my sports bra of all things because they're really nice and warm. They're slightly longer than a normal bra. I've then got some little strappy tops to go on next. Then I've got 2 long-sleeved jumpers, t-shirts that will give me extra bit of warmth, all to go underneath my hoodie, which will then obviously have my coat over the top, and I've got the option of jumper as well. And my second outfit, I've got a short-sleeved hoodie here, although matched up with that again is my sports bra and a sports top, which is really lovely and clingy, so it's going to keep all the heat in, plus the fact that it's got those lovely little holes to be able to cover up your hands as well. So that'll go nicely underneath my my little hoodie. And I've got a super duper thermal turtleneck top that I got from Decathlon. Other suppliers obviously are available, with t-shirts and a little strappy top. So hopefully there'll be two really great outfits that I can interchange over the course of the 4 or 5 days and be super snug and warm. On top of those, I've also got 2 jumpers. They're only cable knits, although I think with all the layers underneath, they will be just fine and dandy. Also coming with me is a good old fleece that I can just put on, under, in, out, shake it all about. And what I haven't talked to you about yet is what you're going to wear on your bottom half. Well, advices for Iceland: do not wear jeans because they're not the right fabric. If they get wet, which is likely, there's a lot of rain, a lot of snow in Iceland, so jeans are really a no-no. Although I am going to wear a pair of jeans to travel in and also for going out. Got a nice pair of thermal leggings which will keep me nice and toasty. I'm also going to buy some waterproof trousers, and I have walking trousers here which are also showerproof, and there's the jeans that I shall travel in with that outfit, and my pretty top for the evening. And now for the moment of truth. Is it all gonna fit in the little bag and the rucksack that I've got to take with me? Here we go, check it out. Welcome to part 2 of packing for Iceland video. Having just come back from 4 days in Iceland, what an amazing trip. I thought I'd give you a bit of an update about, in reality, what we used. So first half of the video was what I'd packed, and the second is actually what I used, what I didn't have and should have done, and what I had to buy. So, hope this section's useful for you. First things first, I took with me some walking trousers that were showerproof, which were actually quite good. I'm glad that I took those with me. My absolute number one is my lovely thermal long sleeve top, which I got from Decathlon. Other suppliers are available, of course. So that made a really good combo, together with these sports bras, which were fantastic because they're just so much lower. They actually kept a bit of my belly warm as well. So they were a really good decision. Super happy with that. Plus the old sexy tights. And I wore those in combination with just a pair of leggings. On top of that, to give me lots of layers, because layers is super important, is I ordered some of these, so they're not on the first half of the video, a pair of these lovely ski trousers. Now, they were too big. I bought extra large because that's what the sizing suggested would be right for me, even though I'm only a 12 to 14. Although in hindsight, whilst I could have gone for a smaller size, actually they fitted over jeans and my other layers really nicely, so I'm quite happy with them. I think I need a different belt because the belt was rubbish, although they're super fleecy lined. And do you know what? I didn't get cold once, and we had -10 degrees. for a couple of occasions, and of course we were out for the Northern Lights, so these were a really good purchase. Very happy with those. I did also buy some waterproof trousers to fit over the top. Now we were super lucky and we had amazing weather for the 2 days that we were actually out on trips. So we only got rain on our last day, so didn't really need these waterproof trousers, although I would absolutely recommend them because you just don't know what weather you're going to get. And over in Iceland, as they will say, there's no such thing as bad weather, just wrong clothing. So look, they pack up ever so small, so absolutely would recommend that. This was super helpful. We would boil up our kettle before we went out, just with water, and then we bought some packet soups with us, and so that was our lunch. Food in Iceland is on the expensive side, so if you are on a budget or you just want to keep your costs low, then just do a picnic. We took plenty of snacks with us, so that if we needed something to graze on we could, and a bit of chicken soup. Absolutely gorgeous, highly recommend that. That was a really good purchase. Now we did take torches with us, one as a head torch and two just a handheld torch. Didn't need either of them, as it turned out, because the Northern Lights tour we went on, everything was pretty much provided and we had a full moon, so we didn't really need these. Although if there isn't a full moon, I would still recommend head torch, hand torch. I know that we've got torches these days on our phones, although to be honest, you really want to conserve the batteries on your phones for photographs and for videos. Plus you will find that the performance of your phone will go down slightly just because it's super cold. So these are super duper. Didn't have enough of these when we went, so I did buy some when we were through the airport, just some plasters, because when you buy, perhaps for the first time, your new snow boots, they may be a bit uncomfortable to start with. There is some walking to be done and lots of hiking, so strongly recommend getting some plasters, getting those packed. And of course for my feet, these snow boots were absolutely great. I think these were about £50, so I was quite happy that if they weren't quite perfect and they only managed to see me through Iceland, that I hadn't really wasted too much money. Although as it happens, they were absolutely a fantastic purchase. My feet were kept nice and toasty, especially when I purchased, where are they? My lovely Nordic socks. Wool is super good for icy, snowy conditions, so well worth the investment. I managed to get a pack of 5 from Nordic.com. Highly recommend those. So snow boots, absolutely imperative for over in Iceland. I did wear my walking boots over, which were great for just walking around the town, although for the day trips going out on the glaciers, these were really important, especially for the Northern Lights. The one thing I didn't buy, and I wish I had, were some crampons to go on the bottom of my shoes. That would have actually helped me to do a couple of extra walks or go a little bit further. The conditions were actually really icy, so definitely recommend those, and it was something I should have bought. I got a little portable phone charger, which rather than having a block with a cable that you've got to stick in your pocket, this just attaches direct to your phone, and was really brilliant. I didn't use it because I use my friends most of the time, although hand wash, bacterial hand wash, can be really helpful, especially when you're out on minibus or coach tours and you want to have a snack, or if you're allowed to eat on the coaches. Not all of them will let you. So if there aren't toilets around, then this can always be really handy. I bought these gloves. Again, these are from Decathlon because currently we're in Morocco, so couldn't really get much of a choice for ski gloves over here when we're getting temperatures of 22 degrees. And whilst they were lovely and warm for our northern lights, my fingers actually did struggle, if nothing more than trying to take photos. So I ended up taking my gloves on and off, which was a real pain in the bottom. So I invested in an Icelandic pair. Don't know where my other one's gone. Never mind, we can see, oh there it is, look. Just a pair of these beautiful woolen gloves, and the good thing about them is, one, they fitted a little bit closer to my hand, and they've got a little bit on the end that allows you to be able to swipe up with your phone, and much easier for my my big Bertha camera, just being able to operate that. I love my little woolly hat. I did actually have two with me, and I also packed a couple of neck, what do you call them, bandanas, because the wool in here hasn't got any fleecing or lining, so I thought these would be helpful. In fact, I got a little bit too hot in these, so another little purchase was a lovely wool bandana just to go over my ears, so the heat from my warmth just would go off the top of my head. So they were lovely. I really like this, not terribly expensive. And the good thing is about Iceland that actually if there's lots of stuff you forget, there are loads and loads of shops. You've got 66 North, which is a super outdoor sport and snow shop, so you can get plenty of this, and most of the service stations out on your day trips will also sell all this kit, so you will not struggle, I promise you. Sunglasses. We had two beautifully bright sunny days, and actually our sunglasses came in really handy. The glare from the sun can really be strong, so definitely use those a lot, as well as this good old bobble. Took this with us everywhere. It's quite a dry cold over in Iceland, so I did find myself getting a little bit dehydrated, strangely. And also because I didn't want to overdrink, because you never quite know when the next toilet break's going to be, it was nice just to be able to have this, not have to buy lots of plastic bottles and then recycle them. This comes with its own filter. Got it on Amazon, super cheap, and that was a great purchase. My friend gave me one of these. She ordered one for herself, and little Snood just whizzes over the head like that. Ah, this was beautiful. I did take a scarf, used it once, didn't like it, so I wouldn't take a scarf again. I would just buy one of these because it just keeps the neck area just so snug and warm. And actually with your hat on as well, I did find that this part of my face got a bit cold from time to time, so of course it can just keep your nose warm as well. A few things I want to share with you is, again, my friend bought some of these. I couldn't get these over in Morocco, so they're little hand warmers, and during the northern lights we used one of these because our fingers got really cold. Didn't need them during the day, although we took them. Definitely recommend taking some of these, especially if you're going out at night or you do get a really cold day. We had -10 on one of our days, and although you're in and out of your minibus, still if you're out for a good hour or so, then these can come in ever so handy. And I did make a last minute purchase, which was this little cool box. You might wonder why a cool box in Iceland, although this is actually to keep things warm and not cool. So I put this on the radiator overnight, and then put my camera and my batteries in there so that they didn't get too low performance with the cold. There are a couple of times when my charger would just say, "I'm sorry, it's too cold, I'm not working." So I just popped it in this and it kept it warm. And just an ambient temperature, so this is really worth it. I think it was about £7. Otherwise, everything I told you in the first half of the video, absolutely spot on. So definitely your crampons. If you're a photography lover, definitely think about Gloves that are close fitting with a little bit on the end. Your snood, most definitely. One sort of hat or another, and make sure the bottom half of you is kept lovely and warm with those fleecy lined showerproof trousers combined with your waterproofs and your big thick snow boots. Hopefully 2 parts of this have been helpful for you. Any questions, just pop some comments down below or drop us an email. Happy to help out. Keep your eye open for our other video, which is just showing you around our Iceland highlights. What a treat it was. Bye for now.